Washington State is about to get far more dangerous than it's ever been. Give me 2 minutes to explain. Welcome to the Jason Rantz Show, presented by None Better Tax Resolution. The Washington State Supreme Court has quietly approved a rule change that gives activist judges sweeping new authority to dismiss criminal charges, overriding elected prosecutors and bypassing the state legislature entirely, ignoring elected prosecutors, lawmakers, and even nonpartisan judges who warned that this will make their communities less safe. The rule change to Criminal Rule 8.3b allows judges to throw out prosecutions that they personally decide are unjust, based on vague and highly subjective factors like the impact of a dismissal on the safety and welfare of the community. The defendant is part of the community. Or, quote, the impact of a dismissal or lack of dismissal upon the confidence of the public in the criminal justice system. So in other words, if a judge feels that the criminal just sort of needs a break, or if they identify with community activists demanding an end to incarcerating juvenile drive-by shooters, they now have the unilateral power to dismiss a case, regardless of what the law says or what prosecutors argue. This doesn't merely provide activist judges with an easy way to abuse their power to the benefit of the criminals, which they're already doing when they can. It usurps the power from elected prosecutors who are supposed to choose which cases they prosecute. And the rule change goes into effect on September 1st. The rule was pushed by a coalition of far-left public defense offices, including King and Snohomish counties, and effectively overturns precedent set in a case called State versus Starish, which had limited judicial discretion in dismissing charges. Senior prosecutors warned that this would erode faith in the justice system. For example, Colin Hayes from Clark County called it unnecessary, a recipe for disparate outcomes. King County's Lucy Pippin said it, quote, untethers the rule from due process. And of course, it would allow criminals to benefit even when they weren't wronged. Even the District and Municipal Court Judges Association and the Superior Court Judges Association opposed the changes. When a similar proposal was pitched in the state legislature, it was too extreme even for Democrat lawmakers. This is not about justice. This is about control. And it signals yet another chilling shift in Washington's criminal legal system, from accountability and law to ideology and discretion. This will result in some seemingly low-level offenders having cases dismissed for a second, third, or even fourth chance. And it's going to result in an escalation of the criminal behavior that will lead to more innocent victims being impacted, not just by a criminal, but by activist judges that have ignored the needs of the community, all to lean into far-left criminal justice reforms that have already failed us all. This is how the court rewrites the law, behind closed doors, in defiance of the legislature, and with zero regard for victims. We've officially entered into dangerous territory. Hey, it's Jason Rantz here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn of None Better Tax Resolution. We've got a brand new administration in place. They've been in for a while. There have been some changes with the IRS.
There has been changes, and it's been in the news, and everyone knows that it's there, and that is, like everything else, there's been a big reduction in agents.
Well, there's some people right now who say, well, that's great news. That means I'm not going to have to pay. Oh, no, they're definitely coming after you.
Well, they're still coming after you. In fact, they have really upped their game as far as changing some of their computer technology, the sequencing of collection